Hey everybody, it's Sean Casey. I'm super excited about this training class that we have for you, all about crypto investing and crypto coins and this exciting market that's just growing leaps and bounds and ever expanding, and about finding the next big thing in crypto. I've known our speaker today, Darren Winters, for several years now. First met him at a conference we were both speaking at in London, and I've gotten to know him quite well since then. And what he's going to share with you today is going to be really eye-opening. It's going to help you a lot to understand the risks and opportunities in the crypto market and where we see things going and what we see as the big adventure that lies ahead, and something that is even now just changing the face of the way investments and business are done around the world. Brian and I own some different investments in crypto. I don't know what he has, and he doesn't know what I have, but between us, we have some common things, and some of those coins we're going to be talking about today. But what's super exciting to me is just what great opportunity there is in all of this if you understand how to position yourself correctly, how to take the smallest risk for the biggest possible reward, which is what we're all looking to do in investing. But here it's very, very interesting to see what that opportunity is. When we get started in just a minute, a lot of people are jumping on board now, then you'll be able to listen to Darren and see what he has to say. But one thing I want to make clear is there's nothing for sale today at all. We're not here to sell you anything. This is purely educational about the market and about crypto, and I think you're going to find it super interesting. So I want you to pay good attention, take notes, follow what's going on. You're going to also have the rare opportunity to hear directly from two of the founders of one of the coins that we've invested in. So you're going to learn about that as an example of how to do things right and what the market can look like. So this is a rare opportunity to look behind the scenes of the crypto market and to see really what's going on with all of this. Before we get started, though, I want to go through this disclaimer. This is super important. Number one, presentation is purely for educational purposes only. We're not giving you specific buy or sell advice. You need to make your own decision on what's right for you and seek additional advice if needed. Number three, particularly with crypto investments, you could lose everything you invest. Make sure you're only investing money you could afford to lose. And number four, we're going to show some crypto tokens as educational examples of how to invest in this area. We already have sizable investments in some of these tokens. So with that out of the way, let me get ready to introduce you to Darren in just a moment. I see people checking in from around the world, and you can check in if you'd like to. I see people, of course, all over the U.S., from Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, California, New York. I see people from Canada, all kinds of people from the U.K., from London, from Manchester, from Leeds, just all over the place. I even see people checking in from Asia. I mean, it's crazy. And this, crypto that we're going to talk about today, and I'm not going to talk much more about it, but, I've made a lot of money without being well educated, just by simply, almost blindly investing in some big coins. Now that I've learned more about it from Darren and being able to focus better on where the opportunities and the leverage points are, I think that my returns are going to be much, much greater than they have been. And I've made a substantial amount of money in this market already. Again, you're going to have to make your own decisions. I'm certainly not risking, all my money, and I don't suggest that you do that, but you need to be educated because, one way or another, this is affecting all of us now, that you can use something like Bitcoin to go buy a car and to go shopping, and soon other coins can be used to do those kind of things. In some cases, they are already in some places, right? So this is going to become part of our lives one way or another, and being educated about it is going to be super important. So, I mentioned earlier, I've known Darren for a long time. He's a very successful investor, multi-millionaire. He has been training people about investing for many years now and has helped people to really succeed across a range of markets, and now has turned his eagle eye to the crypto world and what the opportunities are that exist out there and why So you're going to get a real inside look at, what he's discovered, what he's learned, what he's doing himself now. And as I mentioned, we're also going to hear from two of the founders of a recent coin launch and get behind the scenes of what really goes on and what this is all about, and the kind of things that you should be looking for when you do your own due diligence or in your own investigation. So with that said, I'm going to turn this over to Darren and just let him roll from here.
Oh, hi, everybody. So Darren here, and we are going to start now. I definitely make that time. And this is one of the, looks like we're going to hit max capacity on this webinar. I think we might have already hit max capacity. So good job if you got in. Let me just make that full screen, and I should just check. Let me just open up this question box I got here somewhere, and if you could just let me know, can you see me? Can you see me? Just quick yes if you can. Okay, good. Can you hear me? Type in 2 if you can hear me. Yeah, loud and clear. Someone's saying okay. And if you can see the screen, should S if you can see the screen. S if you see the screen. Yes. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. So all working fine tech-wise, it seems. Now, so this. Let me actually. I'm going to shrink my camera. I've got it massive, covering up my whole screen. Let me put that up there out of the way. So title of this presentation is how to find the next big thing in crypto. I've had so many of you asking me, Darren, can you do something on cryptocurrencies? Can you do something on how do we research all of this? How do we find the best investments? And I've personally been doing a lot of research on this over the last few months. Anyone who's been watching crypto, there's been massive moves happening recently. Lots of exciting stuff going on. A lot of crypto is going mainstream. Really is exciting times to be doing this. So I thought, let's do a special session just on this. Yeah, it's going to be a great session. I've been researching some really interesting things recently. So first of all, topics for today. Let's do a quick summary. We're gonna, let me just move this even further out of the way so I can see my whole screen here. I'm going to have a quick look at what's done well in the past, because it's useful to have a look at what's done well in the past to give you some kind of insights into what might do well in the future. I'm also going to give you 6 criteria that I came up with for finding the biggest crypto successes. It's what I've been using whilst I've been doing my research, looking at all these kind of new cryptos and existing ones. I came up with these 6 steps that I've been using, which seem to be working pretty well for finding good crypto investments. I'm also going to give you some useful websites. I know some of you are probably experienced crypto investors. Some of you might be complete beginners. And I've got some websites for all people, which I found useful as well. And, oh, okay, so it looks like we've gone past I've just got this message appear on my screen saying our max limit has been reached. Let me just try and get rid of this message. Nope. Okay, 1 second. And okay, so hopefully you can still see me and hear me. Can hear. Okay, let me try and. Okay, good. I got low. Oh no, they're still going. Lots of people trying to get in and can't get in. Okay, let me just put. Don't show that message again. Okay, so let's carry on. You're in, so you've got your place. So useful websites. I'm going to go through those tools, useful websites, all free tools to use. Going to also talk about a few specific things when it comes to crypto investing, because there's certain things which apply to everything. The things like chart analysis, technical analysis, that applies to stocks or forex or cryptocurrencies. But specific things that apply for cryptos, there's a couple of things that I definitely need to tell you about if you haven't already realized that. And I'm going to show an example of an investment that I found recently, a crypto investment I found recently, literally over the last few days, which is, I think, pretty exciting. And I'm going to introduce you to 2 of the founders of a crypto token, an altcoin. I thought it'd be a fantastic opportunity to quiz them, find out all that. I mean, they're the people who've got real inside knowledge as to what's going on, and just fascinating to have these people on this webinar to be able to quiz them. Hopefully they'll both be able to join us. I know one of them was having real problems with his camera and sound, but we'll see if we can get that worked out. But definitely at least one of the founders will be joining us today. So let me, first of all, this is important. Let's do the disclaimer. For this particular topic, cryptos, I think this is really important that we cover this. This presentation is for educational purposes only. I am not giving specific buy or sell advice. You need to make your own decisions and find out if this is right for you. And also, I'd say seek additional advice if needed. And particularly with crypto investments, you could lose everything, yeah? So make sure you're only investing money that you can afford to lose. That's just being sensible. And also, during this training today, I am going to show you an example of a crypto token that I bought just recently. As I said, actually a couple of days ago. It's only for educational purposes. Yeah, you've got to make your own decisions on this stuff. The token that I'm going to be showing you in some of these examples, I currently own over $100,000 worth of it. My plan at the moment is to hold that medium to long term, and I might even buy some more. And I will show you that example because it's going to be interesting for you to see why I chose it and the criteria that I used. But as I said, you've got to make your own decisions on all of this stuff. So with that said, it is important stuff, everything I talked about there. Let's go straight into this. So first of all, biggest returns. Quite often, the biggest returns happen if you get in early. Early at the start when a new crypto is just launching. And I mean, everybody, I would say a lot of the biggest moves in crypto tokens, altcoins, cryptocurrencies happen within, if you get in the first month or two of the launch, you tend to get the biggest profits. And you can get profits of sometimes 1,000%, 10,000%, even 100,000% if you get in quickly, yeah? I mean, of course, that doesn't happen in all cases. In some cases, it crashes and goes to nothing. But some of the biggest successes were when people managed to get in quite early. And I mean, we all know this example of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, if you bought back here when it started, October 2010, the price of Bitcoin actually started at 10 cents. And $10,000 worth of Bitcoin would have bought 100,000 Bitcoins. Anybody have a guess? What would that have been worth today? $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. If you bought near the start, how much would it be worth today? 5.6 billion. That should be dollars. 5.6 billion dollars. That's crazy, yeah. But then who knew back then? Who knew that was going to happen? I mean, really, if you wanted to be in back here at the pink dot, that was the best time possible to be investing. But the question is, big opportunities like that, they don't happen anymore, do they? That was back then. There's no such thing as those massive opportunities anymore. Or is there? I'll show you this example because stuff like that is happening right now. This example, some of you may have heard about it. It's SafeMoon. SafeMoon, a crypto token, an altcoin. It actually launched in March this year. March, so it's like, what's that, 6 weeks ago. March 2021, it launched. Down here on the 10th of March 2021, so like, what's that, about 6 weeks ago, that was the launch price. There's 8 zeros there, point, and then 8 zeros and then a 1. 6 weeks later, no, that's actually 5 weeks later, on the 20th of April, that was the price. That was 5 weeks later, a 1.4 million% return. That's just happened. That's just happened now, yeah? So if you got in near the launch, you made 1.4 million% return. Now, that was at the peak there. It has done a big drop since then, and it's down here now. But even, I mean, $10,000 invested in that in 5 weeks would have become $140 million, which is just like insane returns. As I said, it's done a big drop now, and right now well, that was actually just recently, about a week ago. You can see there, well, less than that. You can see there the price. That was still 400,000% return, even where it is now. Now, do I think it's a good time to buy SafeMoon? No, I don't. I don't think it's a good time to get into it now. the best time to get into it was back here at the pink dot back there. Just after the launch, that was the best time to be investing in this. Right now, could go up, could go down. It's doing this descending triangle, could go either way. I probably wouldn't invest in it at the moment. But the question is, back here, when it was at the kind of best point to get into it, how did anybody know it was going to be that good? Is it even possible to know it was going to be that good? And what are the criteria to look for? So let me try and answer a few of those questions. So first of all, finding the next big thing in crypto. This is my checklist of what I would suggest. This is my 6-step checklist, which I've been using to try and spot these opportunities. First one, you've got to check it's not a scam. There are so many scams out there when it comes to crypto. Crypto launches, ICOs, loads of scams out there. So what can you do to try and check it's not a scam? There's no 100% foolproof way, but there's a few things you can do to get a bit more certainty on this. First of all, what I would say is, go to the website, the official website for the crypto token or altcoin or whatever it is, and have a look. Does the website list the founders? And does it show pictures of them with their full names and their bios and their background? Because what happens is, with a lot of these kind of scam cryptos, the founders and the owners, they all stay anonymous and you never know who they are, which is basically so when they do a runner with your money, you don't know who to chase. So if it's the real deal, you want to be seeing their photos on the website, you want to be seeing their full names, you want to be seeing their bios, and then at least you can do a bit of research and you can find out, well, do these people exist? Are they actually connected to this project? Now, of course, there's ways around that, but at least it gives you a bit more reassurance that there's a face to what's happening. The other thing to look at is on their website, have a look and see if they've got some kind of text or information about how they're going about reassuring people that it's a real project and they're real people. Because if they're honest and open, they'll probably have something about it on their website just to try and reassure people. So have a look at that, get a feel for who they are, do a bit of research, check if it's a real project. And there are some really great projects out there, but there are also a load of scams. So you've got to be careful on this. And also, I'd say on a similar point, make sure that they set things up in a way to protect investors. And I'll tell you the things to look for, because there's certain things that can really help as an investor into a crypto token or altcoin or cryptocurrency. First of all, you want to check that they've got locked LP. You want to check they've got a locked LP. That stands for liquidity pool. And that's the money that they're using to back the token, to back the crypto token. And any serious project, they should have locked their LP. And first of all, I mean, just look on their website and check that they've got something about that. Locked. They should have locked it for at least a few months, at least at the start of the launch. If they locked it for 2 or 3 months, fantastic. And there is, if you want to get a little bit more technical, there is a way to kind of check if it has been locked. There's a couple of things to look out for. So you don't just take their word for it on the website. There is a way to kind of check this out. Also, another thing to look for to, again, protecting investors is have a look and see if they have some kind of whale tax. And they'll probably promote this on the website if they have it. What a whale tax is, it's a way to stop very big investors manipulating the price. Well, I mean, it doesn't stop them, but it discourages them from doing that. Because what happens is, if they try and do a massive transaction, what will happen? They'll be taxed on the sale. So it discourages huge transactions and stops very, very big investors manipulating the price. So look out for a whale tax. That's something which is in your benefits to protect investors. And also, another good tip I would say is, most of these new cryptos, or even the existing cryptos, all of them really, they always have some kind of community of investors in that particular crypto. Whether they're people who own it or they're people who are thinking about it, join their community. Join their community, and a couple of things. First of all, check if the moderators are there, if they're active, if they're giving reasonable and sensible advice. Just as far as when people are asking questions, just see if they're acting responsibly. Yeah. And also, you want the community to be active, because if everyone's in there and they're active and they're doing well, fantastic. But yeah, definitely check and just be in the community, see what's going on. It's also a great way to learn, I would say. Even if you don't want to invest in the crypto, just being in the community, you can learn a lot about what's happening. And something you want to do is, most of these communities are in Telegram. Telegram, the messenger app that you get on your phone. I'll show you a bit later on in this talk. I mean, most of you probably got Telegram, or if you haven't, it's easy to download in the App Store. And I'll talk a bit more about that a bit later on, because you also want to be looking at pinned messages in there, and I'll explain why in a second. Also, you want to be, again, we're going through the criteria of finding the next big thing in crypto. It's got to be in a hot sector within the crypto space if you want the biggest possible returns. And right now, one of the hottest sectors in the crypto space is any kind of tokens that are based on the Binance Smart Chain. Any tokens that are based around the Binance Smart Chain, I would say have the biggest potential to be huge moves, because several things. Binance Smart Chain, it has some of the lowest fees for doing transactions. So it makes it easy to transact in any crypto tokens that are based on that. And also, it's, well, a couple of other things I would say is not just on the Binance Smart Chain. You want to also make sure whatever crypto token you're getting into, ideally it's deflationary, which means as time goes on, the supply of that particular token decreases, which just by itself, if things are going right, that can start to increase the price as well. Just thinking anything else, hot sectors. I mean, at the moment, the huge moves that are happening are tokens, crypto tokens that are based on Binary Smart Chain. The one I showed you, MoonSafe, that's exactly what that was. And they all seem to be some kind of deflationary cryptos, which helps increase the price. And also, quite often, what they're doing is, now I think I'll come back to this as a later topic. I'll talk about that a bit later on. So let's carry on. You've got to make sure there's good technology behind it, good tech behind your whatever crypto you're looking to invest in. Now, how do you know if it's good technology behind it? One way to do this is to look at the website, see if they've got anything about how they've structured things, how they got things set up. Also read the bios of the founders and the people involved. You want to have at least one or two good tech people who've been in the industry for a while, yeah, who know the market, who know what's been going on, who've been in this crypto space for some time. And you can probably find out from the bios of the people involved, from the website, you'll at least start to get an idea, is it good tech? Do they know what they're talking about? So you could start to do a bit of research there. And of course, not just tech people, you want to make sure there's a good team behind whatever crypto token you're looking to invest in or altcoin you're looking to invest in. And by team, you need the tech people, you need the people with the knowledge to set up all the structure, but also you want to make sure there's someone on the team who's good with the branding. There's someone on the team who's good with the marketing, because you want lots of people to get to know about this crypto token. Yeah, you want it to go worldwide. You want it to be big. So you want a good marketing branding team behind it as well. So when you're doing your research, looking at the website, looking at the founders, looking at all that stuff, check they've got a good kind of well-balanced team. And a lot of this information is just freely available, just online, just looking at any crypto token. And ideally, you want it to have a real world use. Yeah, there's a lot of altcoins out there where they have no use at all. And I mean, they're investments, which is fine. You could make money as they go up, and some of them do incredibly well. But if what you're investing in has a real world use, fantastic, all the better. Because partly, well, a couple of reasons. One is it means it's going to get more PR. It's going to get more word of mouth if it has some kind of use in the real world. And it just has, I would say, longer staying power. If it has ideally some short-term use, some long-term use, fantastic. So this is the kind of criteria that I've been looking at as I was going through all of these cryptos. And specifically, I've been trying to find something that was at launch or really close to launch that basically ticked all these boxes. And it's been tough. I mean, there's a lot of rubbish out there. There really is. But there's also a few that could be incredible. And I'll talk a bit more about it later on. Now, first of all, I know some of you on here are complete beginners when it comes to the crypto world, and it's even like a different language, lots of different tools and websites. So it's worth definitely learning about this, yeah. And there's lots of free tools and resources for this. I thought I'd just give you a few of the kind of main websites just to get you started. So for news, and if you're already investing in crypto, I'm sure you know most of these, maybe some of these, but it might be a refresher for you. For looking at crypto news, CoinDesk is excellent, has all the headlines, has what's going on in the crypto world, blockchain world. Today on Chain, also very good news site. Crypto Slate, Blockonomy, also very good. All of these great news sites, just for knowing what's going on in the crypto world. And it's kind of fun just to hear what's happening. You'll hear about launches and other things, and just to kind of immerse yourself in this world and start to learn what's happening. And for charts, poocoin.com, not the most pleasant name, but it's actually a good website. They give you charting for lots of these kind of smaller altcoins and crypto tokens, and also some of the main cryptos as well. But they have nice charting, and they also have several links which will take you to lots of useful information about particular crypto. So definitely a site to check out, that one. Binance.com. I'm sure anyone who's investing in crypto, you've heard of Binance.com. They have great charting for seeing all different cryptos. Also, is a good place to buy. Binance is a great place to buy crypto tokens, altcoins, and to see transactions. If you want to see how many people hold a particular crypto token, what are the size of their holdings, what you want to see transactions going through, this website is really useful. bscscan.com. Yeah, you can do some nice research on there as well. And for storing and buying, I mean, there's loads of different ways to store cryptocurrencies, crypto tokens. Trust Wallet is an app for your phone. It's one of the most well-known, one of the most trusted. Billions and billions of dollars are stored in Trust Wallet of cryptos with people all over the world. It's a great one to get started with, Trust Wallet. You basically just download it on your phone to store your cryptocurrencies, because you want to make sure that you're storing your cryptos in a wallet and not leaving them on an exchange. Yeah, it's far better to get them into your wallet. It's more secure. And PancakeSwap. PancakeSwap is a website where it allows you to buy, again, some of the smaller cryptos. And it's a way for you to be able to get into some of these near the start of the launch. Yeah, what you do is you basically buy a bigger cryptocurrency like Binance, BNB maybe, and then you swap it on PancakeSwap for some of these smaller crypto tokens, some of these altcoins, and that's just the process of how you do it. And they're the ones where you can, if they go right, you can get massive, massive returns. So you definitely want to have a look at PancakeSwap as well, as that's part of the process. Now, let's talk about a few specifics. But by the way, this webinar, it was really just kind of an overview to talk about a lot of these things. If you want to get into some more detail on this, I'm going to give you a way to do that as well. There's no training for sale, but I've got a few ideas of things that you could do really just to kind of learn more as well. So crypto specifics. Stops, sell stops. With cryptos, particularly when they're in early stages, you can't really use sell stops. A lot of the platforms don't even let you use sell stops. But anyway, the price moves so much. I mean, particularly near the start of a launch, you can have the price of a crypto in a day go down 30% and then go back up 60%. So if you had your stop at 5% or 10%, you'll be out. You'll be out straight away. Yeah. So what you've got to do is you've got to look at the normal chart movement. What's normal for this particular, whatever it is you're investing in? And just make sure, I mean, for stops, you can write it down on a piece of paper. If it drops to this level, that's where I'd want to get out of the trade. But just have a look at the chart and check that where you think you want your stop to be is a sensible place. Yeah. If you say, oh, I want my stock to be 15% away, and the price normally moves 30% in a day, well, I mean, that's not a good place to have a stop. You're going to be stopped out straight away. And because of these, oh, let me just grab a glass of water there. Because of these huge moves, cryptos are definitely more risky. Yeah, because you get this big volatility. And I mean, I'm going to say this again, part of my big disclaimer here, cryptocurrencies, you could lose all your money. Yeah, you could also get incredible returns, 100, 1,000, 10,000%, but they definitely are a more risky part of investing. Yeah, but I think it's an exciting part, and you can get some incredible returns doing this. So it's a nice thing to learn about, and if it's right for you to invest in, it can get you some fantastic returns. Now, buying process, particularly if you're getting into some of the smaller cryptos and ones that are near the start of the launch, there's likely to be a lot more steps to buying. It's not just you go on a platform and you click buy. It might be 20, 30 steps, all quite simple steps, but there is a bit of a process to doing that, which is actually great news. Because what happens is only the really committed people spend the time and effort to get into some of these cryptos, just because the process is a little bit more complicated, which means the people who get into them early have put in the extra effort and time. And then what tends to happen is with these new launches, when they then get listed on exchanges, the bigger the exchange, usually the easier it is for people to buy. And each time they get listed on an exchange, you normally get a big price increase in the crypto. Not always, I mean, it depends what's happening, but it means if you've put in the effort and the time right at the start, and you've got in with this kind of bit more complicated process, when it becomes simpler for people to buy, you get the benefit of loads of people getting in, and you get these big price increases. And if you get in early on some of these launches, you can see things like, day 4, it gets listed on the exchange, it goes up 100%. Day 12, it gets listed on another exchange, it goes up 50%. Day, I don't know, day 20, it gets listed on another exchange, it goes up 200%. So it's just like, it's a cool boost to the price. And as I said, it doesn't happen every time, but it can happen that way, which is a lot of fun and can massively increase your returns. And now at this point, really important again, you gotta be careful when it comes to cryptos, yeah, because it really is quite a Wild West situation out there. There are all kinds of scammers out there doing all kinds of things to try and get you to give you their passwords and your crypto tokens. What you want to do is, first of all, a couple of things. Your password. When you set up your Trust Wallet, when you set up your Binance account, you will be given a password. Write that down somewhere and keep it safe. Yeah, keep it hidden. Never give it to anyone. Doesn't matter who's asking for it. Never give it to anyone. If it's the credit card company where you're trying to deposit money, don't give it to them if they ask for it. If it's a moderator in a community, don't give it to them. Don't give it to anyone. That's yours. Yeah. If you give your password away, it's game over. Yeah. So keep your password safe, write it down, and make sure you do keep it somewhere safe. If you lose the password, you're not going to get another one, and you just lost complete access to your wallet. You hear these stories where someone's got 100 million in their wallet and they've lost their password. That's crazy. Yeah? So keep it safe. Contract address. Contract address. This is what you use for buying the cryptocurrency. And what you need to do is make sure that you only get the contract address from the official website for that cryptocurrency. Or if they've got a community, it's the official community, and it's a pinned post, which I'll talk about a bit later on. Because even if someone in the community says, hey, I'm the moderator, and they've got moderator written after their name, and they say, hey, use this contract address, you could be sending your money to them instead of actually buying the cryptocurrency. Yeah, so contract address, really important. Make sure you get it from the official source, yeah, the website or pin post in the community, from nowhere else. And another thing about the community, as I said, whatever cryptocurrency it is, crypto, token, altcoin, join the community. Great way to learn. Even if you don't want to buy the crypto, it's a great way to learn. And what you should see, and you should see there should be moderators in there, and the moderators should be acting responsibly. If anybody posts a contract address who's not a moderator, they should immediately be taking it down and telling them not to post that. You'll see them referring to pinned messages. And the only people who can pin a message are the people who are actually being given permission to do that by the community. So you can generally rely on those pinned messages. But the 100% reliable way is from the crypto's official website. So a couple of things there to be careful of. And I mean, I'm kind of making it sound complicated and giving you these warnings, which is deliberate. I want you to be careful with this, and I want you to learn about it. But at the same time, there are massive, massive returns to be made from this if you get it right. You could lose all your money, but you could make massive returns. So it's definitely something you want to be looking at. Now, my research, let me tell you about this. For months, I've been looking into cryptocurrencies, doing all the research, looking out there, seeing what's going on, going through with my criteria, trying to find the best investments. And as I said, there's a lot of trash out there, a lot of rubbish out there, a lot of scams out there. I found some which were good, but they kind of failed on a few of my tick points. And I spent so much time doing this, and I had this goal that I was going to find an incredible crypto investment. And I mean, some of you know how this works. When you've got a goal, usually the answer comes to you, not necessarily the way you thought it would. So what I was doing is I was sitting on the beach. I mean, some of you know I'm in the Caribbean at the moment. I'm spending a few months in the Caribbean at the moment. But I was on the beach just recently, and I was just relaxing. I got a phone call from somebody who I've known for many, many years now, Damien. Hopefully you'll meet him in a moment. And he said to me, he said, Darren, I just thought I'd give you a quick call. I was going to tell you something pretty exciting. We're just launching our own crypto token. And I said to him, wow, I want to know more. I'm very interested. And I started to quiz him about it. Basically, he got together an incredible team of people, tech people, marketing people, it got this amazing team together. And I quizzed him for about 2 hours. I mean, I've known him for years, but still, I wanted to quiz him. I wanted to find out everything that was going on. And I'm pretty thorough when I do my research. And I quizzed him for hours and hours about this, did my own research on it. And I mean, it was exactly what I was looking for. And I don't know, I believe in fate. He was meant to give me that call. It all happened for a reason. And let me tell you a bit about it. So the crypto token that I found is called GlobalGive. And it's a crypto token or altcoin, which is based on, let me go through a couple of bullet points for you here. First of all, if you go to their website, I'll give you the website in a second. On the website, there's a picture of everyone on the team, all the founders, their names, their backgrounds, all the good stuff that I wanted to know about. And it turns out I actually know 2 of the founders, which gave me a lot more reassurance. And on the website, they've also got all the things about how they're protecting against scams, basically. And I know a couple of the team, as I've kind of got to know them a bit more, a couple of the team were actually scammed before themselves. So they really set things up to be as safe as they possibly could. And I also wanted to have a look at what were they doing to kind of protect investors. And what they've done is, which again, it's exactly the kind of thing that I was looking for. They've got their LP locked. They've actually got it locked for 4 months, which is fantastic. Their liquidity pool. And they actually put it right on the website so everybody can see, which, again, being upfront about something like that is a great thing to be. Now, let me just be clear, because some people see LP locked, liquidity pool locked, and they think, does that mean if I buy, I can't sell? And that is nothing to do with when you can buy and sell. You can buy and you can sell in 5 minutes if you want to. Yeah, liquidity is the money which is backing the token value. Yeah. So it's nothing to do with you buying. Well, I mean, it is to do with you buying and selling, but you can buy and you can sell whenever you want to. There's no lock-in there. They also have a whale tax, which is great. So they're stopping big investors kind of manipulating the price. And again, they put it right on their website so everyone can see, which is nice because it says to people, hey, we're not going to have anyone messing with us. We've got our policies in place. This is how we're doing things. We're doing things properly. And I actually joined their community straight after I heard about it. I joined their community, and I was on there. I must admit, I spent quite a few hours on there just watching all the posts. And I wanted to see how they were interacting with people and if they were being responsible, if they were being sensible. And it's actually, they've got a super good community. It is really good. I'm still on there quite a few hours, but they seem to be doing things all the way they should be done. So I was pretty happy with that. And it is based on Binance Smart Chain, lower fees, potential for higher gains, and they've got a deflationary token, which again can help boost the price. So it was all things that I've been looking for. And the team were experienced in crypto. A lot of them, at least it was one or two of them, were very, very good on the coding and had experience, a lot of experience in the crypto space. But also they've structured things in a very nice way. The way that they distribute some of the tokens when people sell, and I mean, you can have a read on the website, but it's very, very smart the way they set things up. And the team, they've got the crypto experts, they've got the coders, but they've also got someone on the team who's good on the branding. They've also got someone on the team who's great on the marketing. So they have a very kind of well-balanced team, which was also what I was looking for, because I mean, it doesn't really matter if you had a fantastically coded, structured altcoin crypto, but then no one hears about it. I mean, what's the point? So you've got to have that side of things as well. And it's actually a charity token, which I love this whole concept. So what they've done is 5% of the total supply has been put in a separate pot, and that's going to be used to fund charity projects around the world. And as the cryptocurrency grows in value, this charity pot is going to grow in value, and they're going to be able to do some, well, hopefully it's all going to grow in value. They'll be able to do some amazing projects and help a lot of people around the world. And I love that. If you can make money and help other people at the same time, I mean, that's the best thing that can happen, really, I think, when it comes to investing. If you're making a difference in other people's lives, fantastic. So I love the vision as well. As I said, I believe in fate. I've had situations like this happen to me several times in my life where I had a goal and I was trying to figure it out and I wasn't getting the answers. And then I just kind of relaxed and rested, and suddenly the answer came to me. And Damien's call was like the answer that I was waiting for. And I said to him, this is just crazy. This is exactly what I've been looking for. And you give me a call. So I thought, okay, I've got to tell you about this. And I mean, right now, but by the way, as I said right at the start, I own well over 100,000 US dollars in this crypto token, GlobalGive. So just to be totally open with you, full disclosure there. At the moment, my plan is to hold it medium to long term. I might even buy some more, but it's got to be, I'm telling you about this just because I'm kind of excited that I found this and I got into it. It might be completely the wrong investment for you. Yeah, you got to do your own research. You got to make your own decision. Yeah, I'm not giving you buy or sell advice. Yeah, you got to take responsibility and look at this yourself, because as I said with cryptos, you could lose everything. You could also do incredibly well, 100%, 1,000%, 10,000%. But you've got to make that decision on your own. But these criteria are super useful. Crypto right now is, well, GlobalGive, it actually launched on the 1st of May. GlobalGive-crpto token launched on the 1st of May. So that's like happening right now. Yeah, it's right at the start of the launch. This is the first month, right at the start of the first month. And so I bought mine over the last few days. And this is where we are now. We're kind of here right now. Yeah, it's just basically launched, and it's already doing very well. Everything's looking good. Very, very strong start. In 5 weeks' time, is it going to be up there? Who knows? No one really knows. As I said, could crash and burn and go to nothing. Could do 10,000%. I personally think it's going to be massive. I've put my money where my mouth is, and I'm big time invested in it. I might be totally wrong, but I thought I'll tell you about it. Make your own decision, do your own research, but it looks very, very good at the moment. Now, what I thought I'd do is, because I got a lot of value from quizzing the founders, so I've asked them if they join us on this webinar. And I should just say, first of all, I'm going to play a really short video. It's basically their official crypto video. It's about 2 minutes long, but it's a really nicely made video, and I think it gives you a bit more kind of insight into their vision. So, going to play this video. Going to be about 2 minutes. Have a quick look at this, and then I'm going to see if we can get the founders on and basically give them a grilling, give them a bit of a quiz, see what they've been up to and what they think of all of this. So, have a quick watch of this. Back in 2 minutes' time. So now, and as I said, 5% of the total supply they put aside to invest in charity projects. So I think fantastic. Make money for yourself, help lots of people in the world. Best way to do things. Now let's see if Damien and Nadia, are you there? If you are, if you can. Oh, Damien, I can see you. Say something. Let's see. Can I hear you?
Can you hear me?
And
Hello.
Nadia, hi. That all seems to be working fine at the moment. So Damien, if we can keep hearing you, fantastic. I know we were having problems earlier, but hopefully, fingers crossed, all is good and well. So really, thank you for taking the time out. I know you guys are super busy because the launch has just happened, 1st of May, and it's already taking off and going crazy. And as I've kind of been following what's happening, I know it's like super exciting what's going on. Really, thanks for taking the time out to be here. And I've actually prepared a few questions, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Okay. So just a couple of things. I know I already know the answer to some of these, but I thought for my kind of community, it'd be nice to hear from you directly. So first of all, first question I had just is how did this all get started? Global Give, where did this all come from?
First of all, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Let me just bring up the question window, and I'm going to If you could just write D if you can hear Damien. If you type in D if you can hear Damien. Yeah, okay, they can hear you.
Hello. Can you hear me? Great. So yeah, I've been involved in crypto for a while. Still on the Binance Smart Chain. Investing, buying and selling tokens. And during that time, I was involved in a particular token, which seemed amazing. I mean, it just seemed great, and it looked like it was going to go a long way. And during that time that I was looking at it, I did a lot of research. I was looking through the BSC scan, I was looking through the code, I was checking to see if everything I needed was there. And a lot of people were on the group, a lot, probably too many, because it was early days. And I thought that was strange. And I noticed that there was, quite a few people who were there who just weren't talking. I'd already invested because it was early, and I felt that wouldn't be a problem. And then looking through the code and looking through the BS scan to see what was going on with transfers, I noticed there was something very strange. There seemed to be a percentage being taken off every buy and sell that wasn't being redistributed to the people it should be. It seemed to be going to another secret address. So I got in touch with a few people on the group who were talking on the Telegram group, which is where a lot of people communicate for Binance Smart Chain tokens. And we started talking in private chats to sort of say, hey, have you done this? Have you looked at it? And there was a few extremely intelligent crypto guys on there who said they'd seen similar things and they thought it was weird. And just as we were sort of investigating this, all of a sudden, the liquidity pool disappeared every day. And that was it. The guy disappeared who developed it. No more word from him. And it was a nightmare. Obviously, everybody lost their money. And talking to the group, it worked out that this is something that's extremely normal to happen. I mean, you've got to be careful. Most of us got
it looks like you
a token that we didn't know all the details about. We didn't know who the dev was. We didn't know so many things which you mentioned today. I mean, and eventually, getting together and talking to these guys, a few of us decided, well, guys, I was just guys. I say guys as in everyone. And we started to realize that this scam culture out there isn't acceptable. We wanted to do something about it. So we wanted to create a token that we could actually be proud of. Now, obviously, we plan to be a fantastic token, and we hope that we put everything in place. You can never tell in this world, but we put everything into place pretty much to make it strong, to make it solid. And obviously, the charity side of it is something which, as a charity director, is my main thing, and that's where my focus is on, is trying to make sure that it goes well there. So that's pretty much how it happened.
Okay, cool. So it was actually you got scammed in a group with other people, and then met up with all these super techs, crypto experts, and decided you'd form your own group and do it properly, do it in a way where people would be protected and learn from what had happened to you guys. Yeah, it's cool.
Pretty much.
Love
That's
it.
exactly.
Yeah, great way to start it. Okay, let's look at my questions list here. And by the way, everybody, we are going to open this up to questions at the end of this talk. So if you've got any questions, in maybe 5-10 minutes, we'll open it up to any questions as well. Okay, yeah, my next question is going to be, just tell us a bit more about the team. Yeah, I know quite a bit, but give us an overview. Tell us a bit more about the team.
Well, that's actually, can everyone hear me clearly? I think everyone's getting a little bit glitchy with Damien there. You could just put a yes.
And if you can hear, yes. Oh, and okay, that's not for no, that's for Nadia. Okay, right. So yes, they can hear you.
So one of the really exciting things is we have such a large team from talent that we've pretty much handpicked from across the world. You've mentioned before that we've got some, real technical experts and coders. We've also got marketing and branding, which is what I'm in charge of. But we have a lot of people with business background as well. And this is one thing that when we were looking into other tokens, we noticed that they were lacking in certain areas. So we wanted to build the team around what was actually needed.
Yeah, I think when I was researching a lot of these other crypto tokens out there, you'd see that they'd have a super technical team, but there was no one to actually promote it. There was no one to get the word out, which, right. I mean, it's not going to happen unless you've got someone good on marketing, branding. So yeah, definitely an important point. Let me just have a look here. Yeah, I mean, just a kind of general question to either of you. Why do you think GlobalGive is better than most of the cryptos out there? If you could summarize it in, I don't know, 3 or 4 points, what do you think? What differentiates you from other cryptos out there?
That's a good question. Damien, you want to take this one? I mean, I'm so involved in it that I want to be in part. Damien, you take it.
Yeah, I mean, generally, you know, it's such a difficult market to be in because there's 1,000 tokens, you know, out there, and they're all being created by people. For me, the most important thing about this is pretty much everything you've said so far. You know, you need to know that these people are real. You know, there's so many every day coming out. You cannot tell whether these people are real or whether they're fake. Sorry, I'm just going to look at something because, 1 second, hold on. Yeah. So, sorry, what was the question? Was it where can we find out? No, sorry, what was the question? I've forgotten. I was thinking about something else.
Just what do you think makes GlobalGive better than other cryptos?
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, for me as a charity director, it has to be the charity side of it. I mean, there's so many cryptos that have no purpose whatsoever. SafeMoon, that you mentioned before, is a classic example. SafeMoon came out, they started the currency, it went crazy, it went completely crazy as you've seen from the graph. But when they finally got that recognition, they looked at each other and went, what do we do? And they don't do anything. It doesn't actually do anything at all. It hasn't got any purpose. And now they're rallying to try and find a purpose. They're looking for something to do that makes it legitimate. So what we decided to do was actually have a charity token. So obviously, I don't want to go into the technical detail because people need to go to the website. They need to go to the Telegram group, look at pinned messages, read about it, and see what they think. Generally, we have a redistribution method. So the redistribution, when you sell your token, you're taxed a little bit. And 2% of that goes to the charity token, and that to the charity wallet, and that builds and builds and builds, which means we can keep giving money to charity. And my focus is to make sure that a crypto can actually have a purpose. You can invest in something, and it makes a difference. This is really the key for me for charities going forward of finding funding. During COVID, everyone's been affected. Charities have been hugely affected. People have got their credit cards in their pocket. They're a little bit more skeptical about giving money away because they're a little bit less dependent on the future. They don't know whether they're going to keep their job. They're not sure whether or not the government's going to keep paying them money. So they're keeping their card in their pocket and they're being careful. And I've talked to hundreds of charities and they all tell me the same thing. The funds are going down and down and down. This may be the future, in my opinion, of charity donations, where people don't need to actually always donate, also invest, and part of that is donation. And I think people feel happy with that. They have to go to a website, put a card in and say, I believe in particular charity. We're a rotatory charity, which means every month we have a different charity. We have some charities which are going to be used, you know, regularly once a year. Then we also have different competitions for our members who can actually vote and say, hey, we want this charity to be receiving money. Or if there's a natural disaster, we have the ability to say we can help. And that for me is why GlobalGive is different from others. Yes, we have all the pointers that you said in your presentation. That's absolutely imperative, in my opinion. But the charity side of it is really the difference.
Yeah, I think it's such a nice vision and concept. So whenever anybody sells, if they buy it, it doesn't affect. But when they sell, 2% of that sale goes into the charity pot. So they're making this charity pot bigger and bigger and bigger as the whole thing grows, which just means you can have a bigger impact in the world, which is fantastic. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
I was gonna let me just see. Yeah, I was gonna say it would be useful. I don't know, Nadia or Damien. I mean, whoever wants to do it. But just, I mean, even from an educational point of view, it would be nice to kind of talk through what is the buying process, because a lot of people might not know how do you actually go about buying these kind of altcoins, crypto tokens, some of the smaller ones. And I think I brought up, I actually grabbed this from your, I think it's from your website, or it was from your PDF. but they were the steps they had on you. Either of you, would you mind just giving us like a really kind of quick overview of how to do this?
Yeah, of course. So I can actually see in the questions quite a lot. Everyone's asking, where can we buy this? Can we buy this on Binance? So at the moment, because we are newly listed, we are available to buy on PancakeSwap, but you still will need to have a Binance account in order to buy BNB, because this is a token that is on the Binance Smart Chain network. You'll have to exchange BNB over in PancakeSwap to buy GlobalGive. So the process is simple, but it's not always easy the first time. And we've created this PDF to sort of really give step-by-step instructions on how to buy. If anyone is interested, if anyone's done their research and they, really like our vision and where we want to take this token. So the first, for those who don't have an account, will be set up and get verified on Binance. And once you've done that, you can buy your BNB with your fiat currency, which is, for anyone who doesn't know, just loading your regular currency, whether it's pounds, euros, or dollars, into Binance. Then it will be setting up your Trust wallet and transferring your BNB over to your Trust wallet. From there, it's going to be setting up PancakeSwap just with our contract address, and you'll be able to swap your BNB into GlobalGive. I think that covers every step.
Yeah, nice kind of summary there. I actually, whilst you were talking, I just put the, I just uploaded the GlobalGive complete guide, which is kind of, it actually tells you every single step of what you do to be able to buy this. So I don't know if you can, actually I might have a slide of this. Let me just see. Oh, yeah, there we go. So how to download the how to buy document. I just put it in the, you should see it just here on your computer. You could just click on that and you should be able to download it if you're on a desktop or a laptop computer. If you're on a mobile phone and you're watching this webinar on a mobile phone, what you do is there's this little bit at the bottom here where it says handout. And if you click on that, this should come up. And then you can, I think you just click on it and it downloads. So whether you're on desktop or you're on mobile, you should be able to download that. And it's super clear. I had a look through it and it's step by step exactly how you could buy this token if you wanted to. I said it's your own decision. You got to do your research, but personally, I think it's going to be a massive crypto opportunity. But what I would say is, even if you don't want to buy it, that's fine. But download this document because it's really interesting just to see the process of how you'd actually buy, to see what steps are involved to buy some of these crypto tokens and altcoins. So I'd say download it and look through it anyway. It's just really interesting. And the other thing, so it's in that you can download that now. I'll leave that there for a while. The other thing I would say is, again, whether you're interested in buying this particular crypto or not, join the Telegram group. Yeah, because let me bring this up. The Telegram group, basically, you just need to get Telegram Messenger on your phone. It's just in the App Store. Get Telegram Messenger if you don't already have it, and then that's the link to join the group, to join the Telegram group, because it's really interesting just to be part of that group, to learn, to see what's going on, to read the pinned posts, and you'll learn about how the launch happened and what happened afterwards, and you'll see all these announcements. We're getting listed on this exchange, or we're trying to do this, and it's just super interesting. So I would say, even if you don't want to buy, just join the Telegram group to get a bit of education about all this stuff. And it's quite a fun group as well. And also, I know I've been watching what's going on in there. The moderators, they're super responsible. They're good people, and they're very helpful. A lot of the group are super helpful. But I would say again, and I'll bring up a slide in a second to show you this. Be aware that even in a community like this, there will be scammers that have joined it. And they'll be trying to trick you, trying to get your passwords, trying to get you to use the wrong contract address. So all of those little warnings that I gave you, pay attention when you're in the community. Pin posts, they're the official posts. And I'll show you on a slide how you get to that. And I mean, most of the people on there are super good people, and they'll help you out as long as they're not asking for your password or they're not giving you the contract address. You're all good, yeah. But do be careful. You've got to be sensible about this stuff. And
if I can just add one thing there, Darren, just with the and this applies to all crypto. It's not just with GlobalGive, and it's really good for anyone who's coming into the communities for the first time. No one from our team will DM you directly and ask for money, ask for funds, or ask for passwords. If we see a question in the community and we know that we can help, we will say in the community in front of everyone, DM us first, and then that way you initiate the conversation. You can check through from our message, and it just keeps everyone safe. But any crypto community that you go into, make sure that you're communicating only with the actual team.
Yeah. So, I mean, really good point. If someone direct messages you, you don't want to be responding to that. You want to be direct messaging them. And I circled it here. This is so this is a Telegram group for GlobalGive. You see this pin up here. If you actually click on the pin, not over here, you've actually got to click on the pin. You'll see the official pin posts, which will be things like the contract address for buying the token. It'll be all the useful information, the official announcements. So these are the ones that the official, only the team can post there. That is correct, isn't it, Damien, Nadia?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely essential.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one other place that when you go to the Telegram group and you join, actually we have a post that comes up. It says your name and it says welcome to the group, gives you detail for you to click on and read. And then it also actually has the contract address right at the bottom. And with Telegram, if you haven't used it before, you can highlight that whole thing, and you can actually then also highlight on top of that the contract code by just pressing it and holding for a little bit. That will highlight just the contract code. But in reality, what I always say to everybody is, if you're going to go and purchase, the thing to do is go onto the website and click where it says copy address, copy contract address, because then you've got the right thing. It's a button, you click it, it copies it straight to your clipboard, and you can't get it wrong. Some people are writing it down on a piece of paper. I mean, get one letter wrong and it's gone. So for me, go to the website and click that as well. Just double check it, and always double check everything. It's really
yeah. Good advice. So this I'm going to open up to questions in just a second, but I was going to say just a quick summary. GlobalGive, it launched on the 1st of May, so that's like just happened. I mean, it's this month. Yeah, we're right at the start of the launch. And as I said, as a full disclosure, I own well over $100,000 US dollars of this token. I think it's going to be massive. I think it's going to be it's the best crypto investment I found, but it might go to zero. It might crash and burn. You've got to make your own decision. You've got to do your own research, yeah? Not buy and sell advice, yeah? You've got to be sensible about this. But I thought it's a good example. Educational-wise, it's nice to talk through this whole process, but also just to share with you what I've been up to and the research I've been doing. Let's just quick summary. So here's what I would suggest your next steps. Download this document, how to buy, even if you just want to have a look through and see the process. Yeah, it's a great way to learn about how to do this. Join the community. Whether you want to buy or not, join a community, another great way to learn. You'll learn a lot of information just by being part of that community. So you just go to this link here. I'm going to type this into the question window for everybody. So let me just have a look. I'm going to send you the website and the community link. You should have got that in the question window. And I'm going to see if I can put this in the chat window as well. If I can find the chat window. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I'm going to put it in the chat window as well. And hopefully everybody's got that. So that's the website link and the community link. Yeah, join the community. Cool thing to be part of, just to learn what's going on. Now, let me just, and of course, the step 3, have a look at the website. Yeah, check it out. See who's on there. See who the team is. Have a read about it. Yeah, do research. And I think that was probably, that was my last slide. So let's open this up to some questions. And also, what I would say is,
Sorry, just I literally cannot open the question box to see any questions, so you'll have to read them out to me because I literally can't.
Sure, I can read those out to you here. And I was going to say, for anybody who, when you've done your research, if you did decide that it was the right investment for you and you wanted to buy this, when you go through the how to buy document, there are quite a few steps. So if you get stuck at any stage, ask in the community. Yeah, they're really helpful. Ask in the community. As long as you take on board those couple of things we said, they can really help out there if you get stuck at any step. And as I said, it is a longer process and it takes some effort, it takes some time, but then you get all the benefits if this takes off by getting in early. So it's certainly worthwhile if you're interested to take the time and effort to do it. So let's kind of open this up to the questions. I'm gonna Nadia, can you see them? The questions.
I can actually, and there's one question there that I can see that's coming through quite a lot. And maybe if we're happy for me to start with one, Damien, I'll read it out for you. So a lot of people are asking, is it listed on Binance? Why isn't it listed on CoinMarketCap? And this is something actually that when we explain it, we're really excited about, because we are a newly launched token. We have launched on the 1st of May. Now, usually with all other altcoins, it can take up to 3 weeks to get listed on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. Now, we managed to get listed on CoinGecko within the first 3 days, which was a major coup. And still, we're still really excited about that. But all the other listings, we're working through them. We've applied, we're in contact with certain exchanges. And these are just things that are going to take a little bit of time. If we work with SafeMoon and a couple of the other larger altcoins, it did take them 2.5 weeks. So we're ahead of the game on that. And yeah, I hope that answers the question.
So let me continue with was that about Binance, listing on Binance? Is that the question?
It was more about CoinMarketCap and Binance, other exchanges, Coinbase.
I just want to say to everyone, firstly, I seem a bit random. I'm absolutely knackered. I've been working 22 hours a day for 5 weeks. I am absolutely destroyed. So the whole team is working really hard. We've got people all over the world. So I'm in the middle of the night having meetings with the guys in America who are doing the development. It's crazy. You can tell I'm tired. So apologies if I didn't really hear that question earlier. I'm really sorry. But as far as Binance is concerned, you know, Binance is the largest exchange in the world. To get listed on Binance is going to take several months, because they're a place where you can literally buy people's cryptocurrency. You can go to Binance and you can obviously buy, Bitcoin, for example, Ethereum, and other famous coins. As a new coin, we have to wait our time. There's a line, there's a queue, and we have to prove ourselves before we get there. And there's also a huge price to pay to get listed on that site. So that's something that's down the line 2, 3, 5 months, depending on how the token goes. But like Nadia said, not one token has been listed on CoinGecko that quickly. We were listed, actually, I think it was 42 hours, which is absolutely unreal. And that's because they contacted us and went, this is something very interesting. So for us, that was really exciting. I mean, we couldn't believe it happened. SafeMoon, which is huge, so 3 weeks, I think it was, or maybe, I think it was 3 weeks, just over 3 weeks. So it's unbelievable. And I think if we continue going down that road, we'll be in a great place. I mean, our developers and our technical director, we don't let him out much. He's got his headphones on. We leave him in a dark room because he's busy, but he gets the job done, and he's unbelievable. You can see his photograph on the website, so you'll know why he's been locked up. I'm joking. Really nice people, and Binance and the other exchanges are gradually coming. We've been contacted by over 50 exchanges already, saying, "Can you start the process?" We'd already started many of them. We've got new ones from all over the world, so we're pretty excited about that. And hopefully, if you stay on the Telegram group, you'll see constant updates about that.
Yeah, and this is part of why it's so exciting to even hear about this right now, because most people won't hear about this until 2 or 3 months' time, and by then, maybe there's still massive potential, but right now, I mean, there's absolutely incredible potential, because what happens is every time it gets listed on a new exchange, it becomes it appears on a whole load more people's radar, and you can get like huge price increases every time it gets listed on an exchange. Now that won't necessarily happen, but it could happen, yeah, and it has done before for cryptos. So getting in now, that's part of the benefit that is not listed on a lot of exchanges at the moment. Although, as Damien said there, because of the way it's been set up and it's running in such a great way, they got listed way quicker than other cryptos did. I think it's almost a record breaker, isn't it, to get listed that quickly on an exchange.
I mean, that's a feather in our cap, really.
Yeah, things are going incredibly.
We were high-fiving across the Atlantic when that happened.
So as I said, getting in this stage, you've got to be careful that you're getting into the right things because of the higher level of risk, but also huge potential if you get it right, if you get into the right thing and it takes off. Yeah. Okay. Nadia, I don't know if you saw any other questions there which you wanted to answer. You saw lots of people asking, or shall I just pick something?
Actually, there's a few coming through. Sorry if I'm not saying your name, they're like sort of whizzing past here, but I'm seeing what is our use case and what is the real world use for this. And I think Damien did answer that, but maybe some of you struggled a little bit to hear with this audio. I know I did, to be honest. Sorry, Damien. That was a lovely story. But so the real world use. So our vision for the token is charity driven. But it's not just this 5% that's in the charity wallet that is going to be donated on a rotation basis to different charities that, in the future, once our community is big enough, we're going to put it to the community to be able to actually help choose the charities, projects that are actually close to their hearts. But we're positioning ourselves to become the token of choice for charities. So it will actually be a way to unify donations across the world. So every charity will be able to have their own wallet, and anyone who wants to donate to the charity, whether they're in the UK and there's sort of another tsunami or an earthquake appeal happening, you can literally send your Global Give tokens directly to that charity. And I think that's hopefully answering the questions there. Damien, I don't know if your audio is any better.
Is my audio not good?
It's okay at the moment. Sounds okay.
Okay. I mean, you're absolutely right. The thing about crypto is very difficult to find a crypto with a real world use. You hear about Bitcoin all the time. Everybody said Bitcoin. Tesla said that you can buy a car with Bitcoin, which indeed you can, of course. But Tesla's one of a very small group of companies that decided to take that on. And what we're really trying to do is creating a crypto for charities, so people can donate really simply. They literally go on their phone and go, I want to donate to that. I need, this is a problem. That's really where we're heading, I think, in the future, hopefully.
Yeah. I can see a few people here saying, how do you join that community? Yeah, so what you do is you just, as I said on that previous slide, to join the community there, you've got to download the Telegram app. Yeah, on your phone. Just go to the App Store, download Telegram if you don't already have it, and then basically just type in that address, yeah, on your browser. I put it in the question in the chat window. Copy that address down and just put it into your browser, and it will ask you if you want to join the group. And that's a really good step to do, just to be in the community.
Wait, actually, and when you open Telegram, you can in the search bar at the top, if you write Global Give Token Community, it will literally come up in a list, and you can click it, and at the bottom just click join when it opens up. So you can actually, if you can't remember that after you've opened up Telegram, just literally in the search bar, like Global Give Token, you'll be able to find the group that way, and just click on it and join. Dead easy. And another thing you need to know about Telegram, this is the way altcoins on the Binance Smart Chain communicate. That's how people communicate about them. The website's a website. People are obviously chatting on places like Reddit and Instagram, and there's videos on TikTok and things like that. But people are communicating for altcoins a lot, mainly on Telegram. So it's really worth, wherever you're investing, wherever you're interested in investing, and want to learn more about any token, you can join their communities. But like Darren said, be careful. There are a lot of people who see this as a way to take advantage of people that don't know really what's going on, and just be very aware. If somebody messages you, unless it's somebody you know, and even then, when you know them, since our token launched, I've been messaged by our other directors with their photograph and their name messages, and it's completely not them. I mean, I know they were sleeping because they'd phoned me and said, I'm going to have 2 hours sleep because I'm destroyed. The next thing I'm getting messages from this guy, and I'm like, this is madness. I literally block and delete them. Simple as that. Don't even look at them. It's crazy. I've already had conversations with these people, so it would have shown up. But in reality, just be very, very careful. Wherever you are going, whichever community you're on, whichever token you're looking at, just keep your eyes open. That's really important.
Yeah. And just look, there's a lot of questions there. There's no way we're going to get through all these questions. So what I'll say is we'll do a few more questions, but if we don't get your question, ask it in the community, yeah, because the official team are in there. Yeah, a lot of the team are in there, and they'll be happy to answer any of these questions because there's just literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of questions here. So let's have a look.
20 people. We have 20 moderators in the group right now who are literally answering questions to people. So if any of you guys are going to go over there, now's a good time to do it.
And just to add, actually, some of the other founders will be there as well. So I can see in the questions that, you ask for more about the team. Go and interact, ask questions, get to know us a little bit better on your own terms, in your own time, if you like. And yeah, join in.
Yeah, if you want to ask them questions, do make sure that you do it kind of right now. Join the community, because as Damien said, some of the founders are in there right now to answer questions. They're not always in there. Sometimes they are, but right now they are. So if you've got any questions, great time to do it is well, kind of now, straight after we finish. So anything else you spotted there, Nadia, that's particularly you think lots of people are asking?
Whizzing past so quickly. And I tried to make... actually, there was one. It's the same question, actually, from Mike and Paul, I believe, where in comparison to other tokens who are donating to charity, their question, correct me if I'm wrong, was how do we compare, because aren't other tokens doing this? Now, those particular tokens that you mentioned, they were created with no use case. It was purely an investment token just to make some money. And when they realized just how big that they'd become, they quickly started to think up ways in order to actually create a reason for it, which is why they don't position themselves as a token for charities. They just use a part of the burn and the redistribution to donate to charities. And that's what differentiates us, is whilst we do that as well, we are positioning ourselves to actually become the donation token for anyone in the world, for any charity. And I think that's where we're different from them.
There's also another big difference. A lot of them are actually taking money out of the liquidity pool to donate. So they've decided they're going to donate to charities. They had taken out the liquidity pool, which is lowering their liquidity. And that's something you can check when you go to the scam, or you go to the actual other site you mentioned, actually, with a little spelling error. It's spelled POOC coin, COIN, .app. It's not .com. So when you go back to that site at some point, PooCoin.app. It's a ridiculous name, I know. But the reason it's called that, and some of you who don't know about that, it's good to know the truth. And when these coins on the Binance Smart Chain were created, because most of them had absolutely no use at all, people called them shitcoins. And because of that, PooCoin came about, PooCoin.app, and as a place to see the chart. And if you do go to PooCoin.app, you'll see the charts actually coming through TradingView, which I think probably most of you have seen. So you'll understand the charting and how it works really, really well on there too. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Okay. I think what we'll do is, yeah, a lot of questions as well. I think what we'll do is,
see them.
Oh yes, yeah. There's a lot of questions there. I think what we'll do, because otherwise we're going to be going we'll be going for a long time. Let's kind of wrap up now. And I would say, in kind of summary, this could be a massive opportunity. Could be like absolutely incredible. Could also crash and burn. You've got to do your own research. You've got to make your own decision on this. I thought it'd be a really good education session just to go through all of this. And I mean, as I said, I'm invested a lot into this. I think it could be great. I might be completely wrong. It might be completely the wrong investment for you as well. But as an educational session, I thought it'd be useful for you to hear all of this, and also just to see my criteria, because I'm going to be using those criteria, those 6 criteria, to look for other stuff as well. And it's good to know what to look for, what to look out for, and really how to do research when you're trying to find good crypto investments. So I just say thank you, Damien. Thank you, Nadia, for joining us. Really, I know you've been working flat out like 20 hours a day, like you said, for the last 5 weeks. So really appreciate you taking the time to be crazy, here. But kind of involved in this. I mean, I've seen what's going on. It looks like it's going amazingly well, better than pretty much any crypto that's been out there for a long time. So congratulations, really excited to be part of this. And for everybody on here, thank you for joining me today. I do the steps I said there. Definitely, whether you want to buy or not, just do the steps anyway to just learn some more. Yeah, download the document. It's there. You can see it in your handouts on the menu there. Download it, join the community, have a look at the website. Yeah, I just think it's a cool project. So I will say
watch our video
goodbye
on the YouTube channel, because it's great, and I don't think it came up very well.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. What's your YouTube channel? Is it just Global Give?
Just go to YouTube and write in Global Give token, and you can click on. We've only got that on there at the minute, but there'll be lots more when we do donations to charities and we do promo videos for the charities. So it's good to see what we're doing. But you can go and see the video. We put a lot of effort into it. I'd love you to go and view and like it. I mean, it'd be cool. Maybe subscribe to the channel, and we won't bother you too much. Don't worry. That would be really great if you could all go and view the video, because it's something we're pretty proud of.
Yeah, cool. So YouTube, Global Give, go and have a look at the video and like it and support these guys. I think they're doing a great thing. So we'll say goodbye for now. Thank you for joining us again, everybody, and Damien and Nadia. Exciting projects. I wanted to do this special session for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some useful things from that. And yeah, I'm going to be speaking with you again, I'm sure, very soon. But yeah, great session. Thanks, guys. And we'll say goodbye for now. So speak soon.